Jai Hind everyone. My name is Aman Gupta and I am working as an assistant professor in MCA department in Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College. My subject is Software Quality Engineering, whose subject code is BMC 035. So today we are going to discuss software verification and validation. So first of all, what is verification and validation? Both of these are the essential activities in software quality engineering to ensure that a software system is built correctly and meets the user requirement. So its motive is to ensure that all the specifications or the requirements given by the customer or the client are successfully incorporated into the software. So there are two terms. First is verification and other one is validation. So verification means, are we building the product right? The question is, are we building the product right? So the product that we are building is right or not? And other one is, are we building the right product? Is that the same product that the user wants? So if we verify that, then it is validation. And if we verify that are we building the product right, this is the verification. So both are the crucial terms that have been used for delivering the high quality software. So these are very reliable and user satisfactory software in terms of to produce these type of software. It is very important to find out these two terms are actually implemented or incorporated with or meet the user requirements or not is very important. So verification is the process of evaluating intermediate work products, that is the requirements, design, code, all these things are working properly or not, and its motive is to ensure that they conform to the specified requirements and standards without executing the program. So verification is the process in which the developer or the programmer review the code or at the design time and without executing the code that it meets or it has been written with the particular standards or the process he follows, and the requirements, the features, the functionalities have been proper implemented or not. So this type of checks have been evaluated in this type of verification. Now its objective is to ensure correctness at each development phase. Means at the time of development, at the time of coding, designing, it has been checked that the code has been implemented or the design has been implemented with the correctness. So correctness is the important part, that if we are writing some code and it is according to, we are having some model or we are having some process and we are writing this code according to this method or this process or this standard, so it means it ensures the correctness of the code. So second objective is to detect and prevent the defects early. So motive is that if we detect the defects or the errors at the design time or the development time, so it is easy to prevent these defects at a very early stage to ensure compliance with the standards and specification. So for making a good software, it is important that it has been made with according to some standard, according to some methodology. So it is important to ensure it is compliance with some standards or process to improve development process quality. So at the time of development, its quality has been improved, or we can refine the quality of the software product. So there are some techniques of verification to find out that our code is good or not. First one is the reviews. This is the informal reviews, peer reviews, in which other persons will review your code or design, identify defects in documents and code, try to identify all the defects at the time of coding or at the time of designing. Walkthroughs is the another technique of verification. Means authors explains the system to team members. It also helps in understanding and identifying the issues And next one is the inspections. It is a formal and structured process. There is a team which going to go through all the documents, or the documents that has been related to the software, and they check that it has been followed the structured process or not. And it can also be done through conducted by the trained reviewers. There are trained reviewers who go through the documentation and find out that it has been compliance with the standards or not. Next one is the static analysis, that is use of tools to analyze code without execution. There are multiple tools available in the market which can analyze, which can static analyze through the code by without executing the code. They can be verified that this has been compliance with the particular methods, and there should not be any error. So it detects the syntax errors, code smells, and detect the syntax errors. There are certain characteristics of static process: no execution of code. Without execution of code, it detects the defects in early stage, applied in early stages. So the at the time of requirement, design, coding. So these are the stages of development of a software, and this type of verification has been implemented at that time. So its focus is on defect prevention. First of all, to identify the defect and then to prevent the defects. So it is less costly compared to fixing the defects later. As we are able to initially identify the defects, so we can at a very less time we can fix that issues. So it is less costly. Next is validation. Validation is the process of evaluating the final software product to ensure it meets user needs and intended use through execution. So in verification, we don't need to execute the code, but in validation, we have to execute the code, and on execution, we check that it meets the user requirements and it is ready to use and fills all the functionalities and features required by the customer. Its objective is to ensure the software meets customer requirement, but by having the execution of the code to validate functionality, performance, and usability, and to ensure software is fit for real world use. So that functionality checked by the verification process without execute the code, and in validation it has been checked in the same code that after executing the code. There are multiple techniques of validation also. So first of all is unit testing, in which all the modules have been tested individually that they are working fine or not. Next one is the integration testing, and in this the testing done by interacting between the modules, and after collaborating all the modules, it has been checked that all the at one go all the processes have working fine or not. Next one is the system testing, that is testing complete system behavior by having some test cases. Next one is the acceptance testing, that is conducted by users to validate the requirements that the features that has been built by the software are according to the user requirements. So there are some characteristics that dynamic process, it requires execution performed after development phases, that it has been performed when the development process or the coding process has been completed. Its focus is on defect detection, and it ensures product usability and the functionality. So what is the importance of verification and validation in software engineering? Because it ensures high software quality. That is the main important objective of that V&V, and it reduces development and maintenance cost, helps in early defect detection and also in prevention. It also improves reliability and performance of software products, ensures compliance with the standards and process and specifications, enhances customer satisfaction by detecting defects at early stage and to remove them. So the quality automatically increases, and by this it enhances the customer satisfaction. So there are some phases that at requirement phase, requirement validation, at design phase, design verification, at coding phase, code reviews and static testing, and at the time of testing, system and acceptance testing. At that type of phases, these activities have been performed by software verification and validation. So this continuous approach ensures defects are detected early and corrected efficiently. For example, we are taking an online banking system example, verification activities that we need to done on that type of scenario. First of all, reviewing requirement documents, checking design of transaction module, inspecting code for correctness, and what type of validation activities we need to perform. Testing fund transfer functionality is important part. After execution, it has to be checked. Verifying login authentication and checking performance under load. So these activities checked at the time of verification, means without executing the code, and these particular activities have been checked at the time of execution of the code, and this comes under the validation activities. So result of this is the accurate transactions, secure system, and we will get the high user satisfaction. So what is the role of V&V in quality assurance? We can say it ensures process quality by having verification, ensures product quality by having validation, and it supports continuous improvement in the process and reduces risk of the system or the software failure. So software verification and validation are the essential pillars of software quality engineering, in which verification ensures that software is built correctly according to the specification, while validation ensures that the final product meets the user expectations. So together they play a vital role in delivering the reliable, efficient and high quality software system. So having both of these activities having important part in software quality. So these two activities have the evolutionary nature. So it refers to the fact that V&V activities are not performed at a single stage, but are continuously carried out through the software development life cycle. So it means that at all the stages when we are working upon requirement phase and designing phase, coding phase, testing phase, in all the phases, these verification and validation techniques are working continuously. So instead of being a final testing, V&V involves along with the software and ensuring quality at each phase of development. So quality has been ensured at all the stages that we are working upon. So concept of evolutionary V&V is a progressive and iterative process. It starts from the requirement phase and continues until the maintenance phase. So each phase has its own verification and validation activities, as we already discussed in an example of online banking system, and errors detected early reduce cost and effort. So V&V ensures or evolves as the system evolves. It also have some changes as the system changes. V&V also have some changes in it. So there are some phases of SDLC, or we can say in the evolutionary phase, that is first is requirement phase. In this phase, verification does check the correctness of code, completeness and consistency of the requirement. In validation does ensure requirements reflect user needs, and for example, reviewing the software, that is requirement is, we have made requirement specification, that is SRS. In design phase, verification does check all the design against the requirements have completed or not, and validation ensures the design will meet the functional and performance needs. So for example, design reviews, architectural validation, this all has been done in the design phase. In coding phase, verification code reviews and static analysis has been done, and through validation, unit testing to ensure correct implementation. So, for example, detecting logical errors in the code. In testing phase, verification do ensure test cases are correct and complete, and in validation, system testing, acceptance testing, this type of testing has been done in the validation phase. For example, you're checking if software meets the user expectations. In maintenance phase, verification check, verify all the changes and the updates, and validation ensures updated system works correctly. For example, regression testing after bug fixes. Regression testing has been done that if we fix some errors or defects, then it should not come in other parts of the software. So these are some characteristics that these are the continuous process through SDLC, iterative and incremental, focus on both process and product quality, and supports early defect detection and also reduces cost of fixing errors. So there are some advantages that early detection of defects, as we already know, improved software quality, reduced development cost, better risk management, and increased customer satisfaction. For example, if we take a real life scenario, e-commerce application, requirement phase, validate user needs, shopping cart, payment. So in design phase, verify system architecture. In coding phase, code reviews and unit testing. And in testing phase, validate complete system, maintenance, continuous updates and testing, and it results in reliable and user-friendly application. So if you are talking about this type of real life scenario, e-commerce application, requirement phase, we have validate user needs. That is what they are need. If they are shopping some products, then they need a shopping cart, they need a payment gateway. And if you're talking about design phase, verify system architecture, coding phase, coding reviews and testing. So all these things are needed when we are talking about an e-commerce application. So importance in SQE ensures quality assurance at every stage, prevents accumulation of defects, improves process efficiency, and enables the continuous improvement. So conclusion of this is the evolutionary nature of verification and validation ensures that software quality is maintained throughout the development life cycle rather than being checked only at the end. It worked on every stages or every phases of SDLC. At every stage it has been checked through validation or the verification, and this approach leads to better quality, reduced cost, and higher reliability, making V&V an essential part of software quality engineering. So there is some impracticality of testing all data and paths. So if we have millions lines of codes in a particular, or we have multiple test cases, so in real life situation, it is difficult to test all type of use cases. So testing is a critical activity to ensure software correctness and the reliability. However, it is impractical, almost impossible to test all the possible inputs, combinations and execution paths. We are checking through test cases, we are making a test table and checking all the possible test cases, but is it practical that we are checking all the possible input data combinations? So through this we can understand that it is almost impossible that we check all the input data combinations and execution paths in a software system due to the enormous complexity involved. As there is a enormous complexity involved, so it is almost impractical to check all the test cases. So what type of impractical use means large number of input variables. Maybe we have a large number of input variables, multiple conditions, multiple loops, complex control flow. So in that case, it is not possible to make all the possible inputs. This leads to an exponential increase in number of test cases, number of execution paths, and exhaustive testing becomes infeasible. So there are some reasons for impracticalities, that is combinatorial explosion. It means that occurs when multiple inputs combine in different ways. So total combinations grow exponentially. So if, for example, if a system has 10 inputs and 10 values, so this combination is 10 raised to the power 10 equals to 10 billion, around 10 billion test cases. So it is impossible to test all the combinations at the time of testing. Path explosion is another important part, that number of execution paths increases rapidly due to loops. As we have multiple loops, conditional statements, for example, a program with 10 binary decisions. So total paths equals to 2 raised to the power 10 equals to 1024. So for real systems, the paths can be in millions or infinite. So it is impractical to check all through all the execution paths. Next is the time constraints, that limited project deadlines and testing all cases would take years of time. Cost constraint, testing requires resources, tools, human effort, so exhaustive testing is not cost effective. Infinite input domain, some inputs are continuous, that is example real numbers, very large range, so it is not possible to test every possible value. Human and resource limitations, that we can have only limited testers and limited computational power to test all the test cases. And its consequence, it cannot guarantee 100% error-free software, and it's need to rely on the effective testing strategies. So there are some solutions or practical approach, that equivalence partitioning, so that it can be done easily. Divide input into groups, test one value from each group. There are some solutions to check these test cases. Boundary value analysis, test edge values, minimum maximum limits only. Risk based testing, focus on critical and high risk areas, not focus on checking each and every value, but check only critical and high risk areas. Path coverage techniques, test important paths instead of all the paths. Random testing, select random inputs to increase the coverage, and automation tools improve speed and coverage of testing. So there is a real life example, online logging system. If we have inputs username, password, and we have a captcha, so possible combinations equals to extremely large. So instead of testing all, we can test only valid or invalid cases, or test boundary conditions, or test common user scenarios. So this is the way we can do our testing through limited number of test cases. So that's all for today. Thank you.